Oh my God! So I've been talking all this time, and I haven't even had a microphone on. Jesus Christ! But here I go. So we're going to talk about Dr. King's dream. We're going to talk about inauguration, 2021, a new day in America. We're going to talk about Karen's behavior, traditional media, and we may talk about the Mets GM because he's a sick creep. But before we do any of that, hey, it's the big baby. And I'm back, and it's a new day. America, it's a new day. Yes, the tide has turned. It's a new day, or has it? Hell, I don't know. You tell me. But let's talk about an old day. Let's talk a little bit about Dr. King and his dream. So we celebrated Dr. King's birthday this past Monday. You know, a day on, not a day off, a day of reflection, a day of action, you know, a day where we should focus on the things that matter every single day. A day where we are going to act like we're better. We're going to highlight racial injustice in the world, but we're just going to highlight it. We're not going to, remove it from the book. We're just going to show that it exists, right? And I was watching, I think, a basketball game, and somebody was talking about how, excuse me, how his message is so prevalent today and how it's so applicable. And I'm like, bro, if we truly celebrated Dr. King the way that we say we do, his message would be null and void. It wouldn't even be relevant today. We wouldn't be worried about, him dreaming about his children would grow up in a country where they would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Yes, yeah, that was his dream. And sadly, we're still asleep. Because obviously people are still being judged by the color of their skin, whatever group they fall into, but not actually their character or their abilities. So we say we love Dr. King. We say that we are trying to make his dream a reality. But I just think we're still dreaming. I think it's still a dream. I think it's become an afterthought, honestly. We get to celebrate the hero, but we're not taking actions to achieve what he's known for being heroic for. So when are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up and stop dreaming about this and make it reality? Now I know you can do your social media posts and you can talk about it on this day, on this weekend, throughout this week. The NBA can play good basketball games, and Nike will make shoes for MLK Day and stuff like that. And the different news networks, the TV shows, the sports shows will talk about what Dr. King means to them. But when are we actually going to turn these words into actions? When are we going to try to make a world in which people are judged based on their merits and not on the color of their skin? When are we going to make this country a place where the people who were disenfranchised for so long, who, built a lot of this country, when are those people going to be rewarded for what they put into this, And I think that it's cool to celebrate Dr. King, but when the young lady said and was speaking to how great it is that his message is impactful today, I just see that as the opposite. It's terrible that his message is still relevant today. It's terrible that he's been dead since 1968 and we're still talking about the same thing. I think it's terrible that we're still fighting to be treated humanely, that we're fighting for injustice. And I also think it's terrible that we are relying on the people who put us in this situation, the systems that put us in this situation, to fix themselves. I think that's terrible as well. I think that, yes, we should demand tangibles. We should demand reparations. We should demand items, action items, and not just symbols. But at the same time, we should take those steps in order to receive what it is that we actually need ourselves, man. You can't expect somebody to care about your problems more than you. You can't expect someone to be better at knowing what your issues are and having more fervor to fix your issues than you. So man, look, don't let this king stuff, man, just be a post. Don't let it be a podcast. Don't let it just be a conversation. Let's just not celebrate it in January. Let's live it year round. And if we live it year round, then maybe his dream will become a reality.